happiest moment of my life?
I reckon this afternoon when I get married. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Few, but probably today, seeing my best mate get married, meeting my partner at the moment, so that's probably up there.
Probably meeting my now girlfriend, but also when I made a decision to follow Jesus as well, so that's a big part of my life, and that's really changed the way I do a walk in life, and it just sort of helps me to get through my problems and everything, so it pulls me through, so that's always been a big part of my life, so that was probably my biggest moment in my life.
Probably the day that I got my puppy dog. She was so small and adorable. It was my first ever dog. That would be the happiest day. It was really sad because we went to the shelter to get a dog and the two other people that were there before us got the dogs first. And then I was very upset. And then we managed to find her and I was very happy again.
What's her name?
Luna. She's a Collie Kelpie cross and she's now 3 years old.
There's a few. The 2010 Collingwood Premiership was pretty nice, but I'd probably have to say me and my partner getting engaged July last year, that was a pretty special moment to me. We've been together for 4 years and yeah, I wouldn't change it for the world, and I'm glad that we're going to be moving into a new phase of our life, and it's pretty exciting, and yeah, that's pretty much what made me the happiest at this stage of my life. Yeah, there's plenty of moments, but there's plenty of highlights that I'll probably feel a bit shit about for leaving out, but yeah, that's definitely the big one, for sure.
My fiance saying yes. I never was a marrying type before meeting her, for starters. Like, I never believed in that kind of stuff. After dating her for a few years, I started thinking very seriously about it. I know it's something that means a lot to her. After it was all said and done, proposing to her and her actually saying yes was probably the happiest moment of my life.
Well, I have two. Would be the birth of my sons. I don't really have anything else besides that. Like, obviously they're firsts, walking, talking, that sort of thing.
I'll list you two. So, birth of both of my kids. Just as soon as they were born, just everything was okay, everything was good. Holding them, it's just everything at the right place at the right time. And yeah, overall, that's it.
Recent times, probably when I got to see Hamilton with my sister. The musical means a lot to both of us, so to experience that with her was very special.
A lesson I have learnt the hard way. Oh my gosh.
The hard way.
Probably persistence in the sport. So if you fail, try again, and if you fail again, try again. So
You are responsible for your own happiness. You can't rely on someone else for your happiness.
I think as an adult, it's being careful in who you speak to and confide in and what you say. Not everyone that you speak to or that you tell certain things to is going to respect your privacy and your words. Does that make sense?
No matter what decision you make, someone will always have a negative opinion on it, even if you think it's for the greater good. In the last 2 years, I had to make a lot of hard decisions. One of those was to separate from my fiance, and my parents both very much disagreed with that decision, and no matter what I said or was, unhappy, they were like, oh, you should just stick with it. It was not a good decision, and I'm happier now that I made the decision, and then it's all over now.
It's worth going slow. Slow and steady does win the race. I've learnt that in many different contexts, from riding motorcycles and crashing, to up at work and messing up whatever I'm doing, trying to fix it, and then rushing trying to fix it. I've learnt the hard way that slow and steady does win the race.
Well, it'd probably be a hiking experience. went on a hike with one of my mates from high school, and we went down to Harts Mountains. I'm like, oh yeah, no, we'll go for a nice sunrise walk up to Harts Mountains, and we had maybe 2 raincoats between 3 of us, and we got up there and it was, you know, snowing, windy. At one point, my mate turned around to ask me, because we were running up the mountain to try and keep warm, and I had icicles from my eyebrows and it was just so cold. So, lesson learnt, always take a raincoat going into the wilderness.
In my current relationship, like, it's not always been the easiest. There's always going to be ups and downs, but I think being able to just stop and not jump ahead, even just something like when my partner could see that I was about to go on a little rant, she just calmly looked at me and just said stop. That's something that's helped, is her understanding when I'm about to go into it. And then for me, my part of it is to take another breath and just be willing to listen. I think that's the key takeaway for me.
Don't rely on other people to do stuff for you. You've got to go out and do it yourself and experience things yourself, and then that's how you learn the quickest.
I learnt about integrity and respect for others the hard way, especially in my football journey. I didn't have a lot of time or compassion for other people's ability. Coaches pulled me into line pretty quickly and told me I'm not as good as I think I am, and that the team's bigger than the person, and that really stuck with me and gave me the big reality check I needed, and I've transferred that over into everyday life with just how I approach any situation, in a team sense, in a family sense, any sort of scenario. It's just, you've always got to put people before yourself. It's something that's definitely shaped me into a better person today.
Probably
The lowest part of my life would probably be the same time period where I literally had only one person that was supporting me through it all, and it just seems to be when one thing goes wrong, everything goes wrong. So yeah, it was the house, the relationship, my job was going pretty bad, but I managed to stick through it and stick with the people that were supporting me, and I made a few good friends along the way. It was good, just time healed.
Oh, I think definitely when my mum died. I think losing a parent at any age is horrible. It's not something I'd ever wish for anyone to go through. But I'm lucky enough that my family and I are very close. We're all each other's support systems, and if it wasn't for them, I don't know that any of us would have gotten through and, well, mum's passing, and would have grown to be the adults that we are today. So yeah, losing my mum at such a young age was a very, very difficult and low point for me, but having that support network there and being able to rely on my family as much as I did, yeah, it's really helped. Speak about your loved ones and remember them how you want to. Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna cry.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
probably losing my nan on Christmas Day in 2019. Very tough, but got through it with support from my friends and family and stuff. So
Probably back in high school with my first partner. There was obviously when you first fall in love, it can be it can be tough when it doesn't go to plan, because you're obviously not exposed to how everything works. And anyway, some stuff happened that I'm not really comfortable going into detail with, but pretty much I I hit a pretty low point in my life where I was pushed to the point where I felt like I had no way out, and it took some pretty good self-guidance and support from the people around me to shape myself into a better person. Whether I did that through football, whether I surrounded myself with people that cared about me, or whether I just, kept to myself and picked up new hobbies. It was just, that whole part of my life was very, very daunting. And looking back at it now, it's quite laughable because I'm just such a completely different person, and I can't believe I was capable of something like that. But it's hindsight's a funny thing, I guess. But yeah, I'm glad I've overcome it.
Probably when my parents got divorced, separated. How did I overcome that? Just time. Time heals everything. Yeah.
Can I say right now, when I'm now looking for work?
Sure.
Yeah, it's probably been a difficult but good year, but different. It's been good in its own individual little elements, but I think currently looking for work is probably the biggest struggle at the moment, and starting it and trying to grow your photography business as well, I think is probably the hardest thing at the moment, especially in the current climate. And I think that's something that I've been battling with at the moment, but ultimately I know that something will work out because God's got it. So we'll see what happens. I don't know where I'll end up, but we'll see.
The lowest part for me would be after being emotionally manipulated for quite a few years by an ex-partner. The breakup after that, and seeing everything that took place, realizing that all my friends weren't crazy, I was a crazy person, it really drove me to some pretty dark places. It was actually my now fiance that pulled me back from those. But for well over a year there, I tried committing suicide. I cut off all my close friends, including Oz, and just kind of didn't deal with the world. It wasn't until she came into my life that I really started focusing back on being me again.
I'd say probably the one that stood out the most is I lost a friend to suicide about 5 years ago now. He actually messaged me asking if I could catch up one night, and I was like, yeah, sure. And he messaged me again saying, oh, I've got called into work, so I told him to go to work, that we can hang at any time. And then like a few days later, yeah, he committed suicide. So I feel like it is my responsibility as a friend to always reach out, make sure people are doing okay, that sort of thing. Big on mental health stuff.
Yeah. One of the lowest is one that you're familiar with, I'm sure, but the passing of my best friend. I think having him go, as he was really, besides one family member, the only friend I had where I moved to. So to lose him felt like losing a massive part of support. Seeing a psychologist, seeing someone, doesn't have to be a psychologist, anyone to talk to vent how you're feeling, to get a second opinion. But yeah, for me, psychologist was the answer, and being able to find ways to deal with grief. Yeah.
G'day! My name is Zach, or OzDragon as you probably know me better on this channel, and I'm the guy behind the camera. I want to start off by saying thank you for watching this far into the video, I really do appreciate it, and if you're new here, welcome to the channel. So this is a new project for me on this channel. I'm trying to get away from the Pokemon and the games and get into something more creative and new. So this project, I'm trying to talk with friends and family, and if I get the confidence, strangers as well, where I interview them, ask them deep and meaningful questions about their life or just life in general. The meaning behind it is, I believe, a lot of us hold things inside that we just don't want to talk about or bring to light. I know a lot of us have our own struggles in life. We have our own situations that we've been in or currently in, and a lot of us don't really want to speak out about that. This whole project is to try and talk about these subjects and bring them to light, help each other, and show each other that we're not alone. Other people out there are going through similar things to us. And if we come together and speak about these issues, maybe and hopefully we can help others out there that are in similar situations. Now, I'm not the only one out there that has created content like this. This project is actually heavily based on 2 channels that I thoroughly enjoy watching, and I do recommend that you check them out. The first one being Thorea, at least I think that's how you pronounce it. I apologise if it's not. And the second one is To Achieve You. Both their links will be in the description below if you want to check out more content like this. And lastly, I just want to thank my friends who were a part of this video. I really appreciate you guys coming out of your shell and speaking about situations and stories that you guys have been a part of. I appreciate you guys for bringing out the courage in yourself to be a part of this project. It really does mean a lot to me. I hope that you guys speaking about certain issues and topics will hopefully help somebody out there that may be going through something similar to you guys. So once again, to my friends, thank you very much. To you guys watching, I really appreciate it. And hey, because this is my first project on something like this, let me know down below by leaving a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below as well with some questions that maybe I could ask in future videos. And let's finish this off by saying be kind to one another, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Cheers for watching. See ya.
Just live life. Don't stay indoors. Go out with friends. You know, travel halfway up the state just to be interviewed by a friend for no apparent reason. You know, any chance you get to be active, to be happy, take it. Because eventually those opportunities are going to stop, and when they stop you don't know what you're going to do with your life.
Awesome.
I don't know, one of my favourite quotes is from Moulin Rouge. The greatest thing we ever learn is to love and be loved in return.
There you go.
Words that I've always lived by, all part of the adventure. I love that line. It was from a tour guide in Dubai, and I think I think that's a good phrase to live by. That, you know, stuff's gonna go against you, stuff's gonna go with you, and a lot of the time I just say it's all part of the adventure. It just, you know, as long as you're staying true to yourself and living for your own purpose, and then, you know, all the purpose that God's given you as well. I think that's also very important. So yeah, just stay true to yourself. It's a bit cliche.
That no matter how bad you think it is, it does get better eventually. You just gotta keep pushing through, making goals. Yeah, it helps to set smaller goals for a bigger goal and kick them.
Just try and live life to the fullest and enjoy every moment, because it's a gift. So.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Can you edit things out, or is this like...
Yeah, I can edit it out.
Because I have no idea how to present this in a cohesive manner.